Most people think cats live only for naps, treats, and finding the quietest corners of the house. But on one ordinary afternoon, two house cats proved they had the hearts of real-life heroes. In a small, warm house, lit by the golden afternoon sun, lived Milo and Luna. They were two domestic cats owned by a kind couple, Ella and Ben. Milo is the adventurous one, always curious about the world beyond the window. Luna was gentle and soft-spoken, loving nothing more than to brush her head against the people she loved. Every day, you could find the two cats curled up together on the windowsill, napping as sunbeams danced across their fur. Their owners, Ella and Ben, absolutely adored them. They spoiled them with cozy blankets, handmade toys, and nightly cuddles. But if you think the couple loved their cats, you should have seen how much the cats loved them back. They followed Ella and Ben from room to room, like tiny, furry guardians of the house, their silent presence a constant comfort. One quiet afternoon, Ella and Ben were busy inside the house. The sounds of cooking, cleaning, and soft laughter filled the air, while the cats dozed peacefully on their favorite windowsill. Suddenly, Milo's ears twitched. His eyes opened, fixed on something outside. Strolling along the roadside was a playful brown dog, its tail wagging as it chased fallen leaves in happy circles. Luna lifted her head too, her eyes wide with curious admiration for the joyful creature. The two cats watched, completely fascinated by the dog's silly jumps and boundless energy. It was a perfect, peaceful moment. But then, everything changed. A car sped down the road, going far too fast. The cat's eyes widened in horror. The dog turned its head, but it was too late. Thump. The sickening sound echoed through the quiet street. The dog yelped, a sharp cry of pain, and collapsed on the edge of the road, whimpering helplessly. Before Ella or Ben even realized what had just happened, Milo leaped off the windowsill in a flash of fur. Luna was right behind him, landing beside him with a determined flick of her tail. Together, without a moment's hesitation, they bolted out the open window and toward the injured dog. Ella turned just in time to see her two beloved cats leaping out the window. "What are they doing?" she gasped, rushing over to see where they were going. What she saw next left her in total shock. Milo and Luna had reached the crying dog. Incredibly, they began nudging and trying to drag it. Milo bit gently at its collar, pulling with all his might. Luna pushed her head under the dog's side, trying to heave it away from the dangerous road. Their tiny bodies were trembling with effort and fear, but they didn't stop. They were on a mission. "Ben, help them," Ella cried, her voice filled with urgency. The couple ran outside as fast as they could. Together, they gently lifted the injured dog into their arms. Milo and Luna circled their feet anxiously, meowing with a desperate intensity, as if they were begging, "Please, please save him." Without a second thought, Ella and Ben rushed the dog to the nearest vet. The dog, who they later named Rusty, had a long road ahead. He had broken ribs, deep cuts, and bruises all over his body. But he survived, and it was all because two little cats refused to stand by and do nothing. During Rusty's long weeks of recovery back at the house, Milo and Luna became his personal nurses. They would sit patiently at the doorway of the guest room where he was resting, meowing softly to let him know he wasn't alone. When Rusty was finally strong enough to sit up, Milo would lie right beside him, his purr a constant, rumbling comfort. Luna would gently groom Rusty's ears, as if to say, "You're one of us now, your family." At night, when Rusty whimpered from the pain, his new friends were always there. Milo would curl up against his stomach, and Luna would rest her tiny body on his paws, comforting him until he drifted off to sleep. Day by day, this unlikely trio grew completely inseparable. A bond was forming that no one could have ever predicted. When Rusty finally recovered, he didn't go back to wandering the streets. He stayed because Milo and Luna wouldn't dream of letting him go anywhere without them. The house was now filled with a new kind of joy. They played together in the living room, a tangle of fur and happy paws. They napped together on that same sunny windowsill. Three friends, soaking up the warmth. And they waited together by the door every single day for Ella and Ben to come home. Rusty, once a boisterous stray, learned to be gentle and patient with the little cats. And the cats, in turn, learned to trust a dog with all the softness in their brave hearts. Watching Tamela and Ben would often find their eyes filling with tears. Three animals, once complete strangers, were now bound by a miracle of pure compassion. Their story is a beautiful reminder that love has no boundaries. It doesn't care about species, or size, or differences. Kindness is a universal language that everyone understands, and sometimes it's the smallest hearts that show the greatest courage. What do you think your pet would do if they saw someone in need of saving? And what act of kindness have you witnessed from an animal that you will never, ever forget? Share your stories with us in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more heartwarming stories.